Today I want to talk to you about the changes to currencies over the last few millennia. A brief history lesson, if you like. As we all are aware, that the nature of currencies has changed over time. There was a time when we would exchange like beads or shells that represented money. So money keeps going through different changes in form. Currencies today are what's called fiat currency. Fiat currency means like demand by the government for payment. And up until 1971, this paper money was backed by the same amount in gold, well, in theory at least. Effectively, the link between gold and cash ended in 1933, unofficially, but officially it ended in 1971 when President Nixon decided to end what was called the gold standard, because what happened, the amount of notes and coins in circulation far exceeded the amount of available gold that backed it up. So he had no choice than to avoid the gold standard. So money changed yet again. Now it's just notes and coins, fiat currency, but there's an up-and-coming newcomer that we've all heard about, but precious few of us really fully understand it because it is quite complex. It's called Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency, in other words, a digital currency. So it's not notes and coins. It just exists out there on the internet on what's called the blockchain, which is a digital ledger. If anyone knows what that means, a ledger. It's a bookkeeping term for where you record all your assets and liabilities, income and expenditure. So that's a digital version. It's very secure. And you get these people called miners that have to create software for the security of each transaction. There's a limited number of bitcoins in circulation. There's only 21 million. That's of the official Bitcoin itself. But there are other types of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency out there. And at the last count, there was 5,500 different cryptocurrencies. But by far the greatest one is Bitcoin itself. And Bitcoin's had a very interesting history, but a very short one since 2008, when Satoshi Nakamoto, the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto, created Bitcoin in 2008, and then it was only worth a few cents for each Bitcoin. The price rose dramatically in 2018. At the start of 2018, it was $1,000 per Bitcoin, and by the end, it was nearly $20,000. So people who invested at the beginning of 2018 made an absolute fortune. The trouble was, it was one of those boom and bust cycles. And what then happened the next 12 months, it fell 80%. But since then, since the end of 2018, Bitcoin's risen again. It's risen by another 60% over that period. Now, Bitcoin being a digital currency, it's very modern, very new, and it's a modern way of making transactions. But most forms of Bitcoin you can't really use to buy and sell things. But things are about to change. Major countries in the world like China have created their own digital currency. The Chinese currency is called the yuan or the renminbi. They're planning to create a currency that is run by the government. The thing that's interesting about Bitcoin in its current form, there's no central government behind it. Usually governments are behind all these currencies, but China plans to create their own digital currency. Now this is quite an interesting development, because it could change completely the way we pay for things. Already, the amount of notes and coins being used for transactions has diminished tremendously. During this lockdown period of coronavirus, I've only spent cash once, and that was to give a gift to someone of £40 in cash. Apart from that, no cash spent for 3 months. And I personally think that the use of notes and coins won't exist anymore in the next 20 years. And I think the dollar will eventually be overtaken by some form of country's digital currency, and it could well be the Chinese yuan. So things are about to change dramatically, folks, and it's best to keep up with developments to keep on track.